We've all had that coworker who thinks that they're your boss, and it is the most infuriating thing in the world. One person or maybe two people who constantly come to you and say, "Hey, will you work on this? Hey, I need your help with this. Hey, can you do this for me?" Why do coworkers act this way? If you do not report to a team member, you don't report to this person, and yet they still think that they're your boss. Why? There's three primary reasons that I can identify. Number one is the coworker may be trying to fit into a new role and become accepted by others in the workplace. Number two, they may feel insecure and need to assert their authority. Or number three, they simply don't understand the hierarchy or their role within it. Those are the primary three reasons that somebody might be treating you differently or might be kind of suppressing you. And it's important to identify which of these three or combination of these three is why your coworker is treating you like a subordinate, because once you know why they're treating you this way, it's going to be a lot easier to help resolve the problem. So let's jump right into that. I have 4 different steps that you can take to help resolve this issue. Step 1 is to untangle the dynamic. Whether this is someone that you've been working with for a short period of time or a long period of time, there's some sort of reason or some sort of catalyst that has caused this relationship to be a little bit tangled. Maybe you were too willing to help them, maybe they were too assertive, maybe you're too much of a people pleaser. Whatever that dynamic is, what is the core reason for why they're acting the way that they're acting? Step 2, do your research. Eventually, you will want to have a conversation with this individual, but before you do that, you want to make sure that you do your research. What is the structure of your organization? Is this person trying to get a promotion? Are they in contact with your supervisor? What is their relationship to your team? Once you can do a little bit more digging and find out where this person is kind of getting this authority from, if it's an internal kind of authority, if they are getting it from their own behavior, or if it's being imposed on them, that kind of research or that kind of understanding of the dynamics in your organizational structure is going to be really helpful for you in the next step, which is step number 3, speak up. Now, not all confrontation has to be negative. You want to make sure that you're first setting boundaries and having that very strong conversation. For example, if it's somebody who's not on your team, you would want to make sure that you say, my role is this. This is what I work on. This is what my tasks are, and that's outside what I've been hired to do, or that is outside the scope of what I'm working on. You might want to talk to person A, whoever is actually in charge of that work. If it's something that you could be supporting on but no one's talked to you about, you could say something to the effect of, I appreciate you thinking of me on working on this. I actually have my plate full at the moment. And then once you kind of deflect or set that boundary, then you can reaffirm that you report to someone else. So you can deflect by the conversation that I said before, and then you want to make sure that you establish who your supervisor is. So you say, I work for this person, or this is my team function. I report into so-and-so. I'll be having a conversation with that person about this request, and if we have time, we'll approach you together. And step number 4, make sure that you keep those boundaries. You don't want to have that tough conversation once, and then all of a sudden, 1 week later, you're caving back to their demands. You want to make sure that you are following up and you are making sure that whenever this type of work is being offered to you, or whenever this individual is trying to pull you back in to a job that isn't your own, you want to make sure that you're reinforcing what is your specific boundary when it comes to receiving work, when it comes to working with other coworkers, things like that. And as part of keeping this boundary, one of the things that's going to be really tough is having those difficult conversations, conflict resolution. And so I have this video. If you're interested in learning more about conflict resolution, check that video out. And with that, I will see you on the next one.